This trail camera or game camera is amazing. I'm reviewing my drink bottle. Coleman Camp Stove, Deeper Chert Plus, EcoFlow River. This Helinox Perrin 2, Arcfeld UV, an electric hand warmer. G'day folks, before I delve into the specs and everything about this camera, just a couple of disclaimers. This video is not sponsored. I have no affiliation with this company, and I have no affiliation with the shop in which I bought this camera. I paid full price for it, and I love it. Once a month, I share a video on my channel called My Monthly Mashup, where I put my fishing bloopers and my mistakes and my false starts and everything else. And I put a bit of wildlife footage and stuff in there, and I also like to share my my trail camera footage in there. Since I bought this, so many people have been asking me what kind of camera I'm using, and that's the motivation for producing this video. This is a Nextech, Nextech, Nextech 4K outdoor trail camera. Some people call them a trail camera because you often set them up on animal trails or game trails. Some people call them a game camera because we use them to try and get video footage of wild game like deer and stuff. Some people call them camera traps, like a yabby trap where you can catch yabbies. This is a camera trap where you can just catch wildlife going past. I normally just call them a trail camera. Anyway, I bought this at Jaycar in Wangaratta. Jaycar used to be Tomano's. It was a local store owned by Mario Tomano. It's now Jaycar, and it's still owned by Mario Tomano. He's a really nice guy. And I bought two cameras. I actually bought three cameras about 3 or 4 years ago. They were the earlier, older versions of this. They were Nextech, and they were 1080, and they're good. They do their job, and they work really well. They take 8 AA batteries. You've got to keep your eye on the battery level indicator. Sometimes they fog up a little bit. Recently, I wanted to upgrade to something a bit bigger, so I went in, and this is new, and it's 4K, and it's got a solar panel on the roof. I wasn't too phased about the solar panel. I wanted the 4K. Now what I've found, I'll go back a step. In here, it's got a battery compartment, but it's only got 4 AA batteries, and that's because it's got a built-in battery that is charged by the solar panel. And the 4 AA batteries, they're a backup. So I didn't think that this little panel would charge the battery, and it charges it so well. I've left this in for 2 weeks at a time, and I've never seen it drop below 95%. You can actually see, and I'll share some footage at the end of this video, you can see in the video the battery level indicator. Sometimes it's 95, sometimes it's 100, then it's 95, then it's 100 again, and that's the solar panel working. It's topping it back up as it's using it. I haven't used it for extended periods of overcast days, but I think it will last a long time, and a little bit of sun seems to recharge the battery. So the solar panel has worked so much better than I thought it would. The video image, or the quality of the image coming off, or video coming off this camera, is amazing. It's 4K, so 4,000 pixels, not to be confused with 4G, which is, it's got a SIM card in it, and you can send photos and videos back to your phone, and you can see things as they happen. 4K is simply the resolution of the video. HD, or high definition, is 1920 by 1080, so it's 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels on the shortest border. 4K is usually 4000 pixels by 2600 pixels or something. I think it's around about 3800 pixels. It's just rounded up to 4K. But anyway, you get the idea. Now, it's got a small screen on the back here, and the buttons are a little bit fiddly, but that's okay because it's app compatible, and the app gives you full control over the whole camera. I love everything about this camera, but there is one thing that I really don't like, and that's the placement of the SD card. When you get it out of the bush like that, and you try and get the SD card out, it's probably best to try and have it upside down to get it out, because what happened to me, I got some really cool deer footage. You may have seen it in one of my my recent monthly mashups. I got this footage where a few nice deer. I think there was 4 deer. Someone told me it's called a fallow deer. What do they call it? A bachelor herd. There was 4 or 5 fallow deer bucks walk past, and I couldn't wait to review it. I went to get the memory card out, and because it's down there, It fell on the ground and I could not find it. I looked for ages. My wife Loretta eventually found it, which I'm very thankful for. So I don't like that design, the fact that the memory card's under there like that and it's so fiddly to get out. So make sure you hold it over something when you're trying to get it out. Other than that, this is awesome. Now I'm not going to go too much into specs. What I'm going to do, I'm just quickly going to run through some of the settings on the app and then I'm going to show you some sample footage at the end. So what I'm going to do, I've got to make sure my phone's, the Wi-Fi's on. I've got to turn that into the middle. It's got 3 settings: off, setup and on. I've just put it in the middle into setup. I'll set that over here on the edge of the edge of my car. Now I'm going to go into the app, clear off a few notifications. Wi-Fi is on. I'll go into the Wildlife Cam app. You can probably see it there. Oh, it's gone. Disconnected. I touch that so that it connects. It'll probably take a few seconds. I always have trouble connecting my phone to things, whether it's headphones, cameras, my good cameras, trail cameras. It always takes a while. Sometimes you've got to disconnect and start again, but I'll get there in the end. Ah, we're connected. There we go. I can actually see me. I've got my trail camera. I've pointed my trail camera at me and I can see myself in the camera. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the settings and I'm going to tell you what I've got it set on. Right, settings. First of all, I'm going to run through this really quickly. Mode. I've got it set in video. You can set it for photo or you can set it for photo and video. So it takes a couple of photos and then some video. Image size, 30 megapixels. Sampling, I've got that on mode, 3 photos. I'm not actually sure what that means. Resolution, I've got it set at 2K, 30 frames a second. So it's a 4K camera, which is 4,000 pixels. I've got it set at 2K, which is 2,000 pixels, a little bit bigger than high definition. I've found that it seems to default to that. I had it set in 4K last time I used it. Each time I turn it on, I seem to have to go and change it to 4K and then leave it on. When I turn it off by default, it seems to switch back to 2K. I'm not sure why. Record time, I've got it set for 1 minute. I used to always set it for 30 seconds, but I've been noticing that there'll be a deer or something walking past and I'll just watching, then it's gone. So I've set my record time for 1 minute. Record audio is on so that it picks up the sounds. PIR interval is 10 seconds. PIR sensitivity, I can't remember off the top of my head what PIR stands for, but I've got that set to medium. So basically, the PIR sensors are the sensors that detect movement, but I just can't remember the name of it. I've got the sensitivity set to medium because it's been very windy lately, and I think if I had it set to low, every time a gust of wind moves some leaves around, it'll record a video. But the problem is, by having it set to medium, sometimes a fox or something might walk out in front of the camera and it just takes a bit longer for the camera to start filming. So in an area where there's no wind and no little bugs zipping around, setting that to high sensitivity is good, but I've got it set to medium. Loop recording is off because I don't want it just to keep recording over itself. Infrared, IR LED. It's got an infrared for nighttime. It's got an infrared nighttime camera. I've got that set to auto. What I need to do is go in and change that to low. One thing I have been finding with this camera is that at night, when animals, foxes and deer, when they're in front of it, they seem to be looking straight at it and their eyes are glowing, which means they must be able to see the red. And it seems to be spooking them. It's alerting them to the camera. I think I need to turn the IR sensitivity down, and I'm really glad that I can. Got a few other things. I won't go through all of them. Date format, I've got it on 24-hour. Date stamp on. I can name my camera. I've named it Robbie Fishin'. I can't put a G on the end because it won't let me have enough characters. Wi-Fi off after 2 minutes. What that means is if I strap this to a tree now then drive off, after 2 minutes the Wi-Fi will switch off to save battery power. I can format the SD card or switch to default settings. I can see here that my AA batteries, my 4 backup batteries, are sitting at 100%, and I've got and my memory card's empty. It's got 61 gigabytes of storage on it. So that's the camera. That's all the settings, and that's the camera. You can see that red light there. That's because it's in Wi-Fi mode. I'll turn that off. I've just turned the whole camera off. Folks, that's the camera. I really like it. I really, I fully, what's the word? I fully recommend it. I think it's a great camera. Nextech 4K with the solar panel roof from Jaycar, and I'll put a link in the video description below because I think they sell them online, although I bought mine at Jaycar, in-store at Jaycar in Wangaratta. Now check out some of these videos that I'm about to share, and this will give you a bit of an idea of the clarity of the video and how it all looks. Here's some example footage. You can see a deer just leaving the screen on the right hand side and it looks concerned. It's alert. I suspect that the deer can see the infrared beam on this good camera. This is a much better quality camera. It's got adjustable infrared and the animals seem to be more alert to this camera. I think I may need to turn the infrared beam down a little bit. We're under attack. I could be wrong, but I suspect this might be a possum. Well, what did you think of the example footage? Did you like it? Not like it? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you all very much for watching.